I sold 4 witchy boxes this month and had recurring subscriptions of 5, so that's 9 altogether this month. So these Anne Klein earrings are cubic zirconia. I got them in a jewelry jar haul, so that means they average out to about 25 cents that I paid for them. The shipping and fees on these were $4. It's sold for $9, so my profit was $4.75. So this is a vintage handmade mug. It shows a guy fishing. I have one also of somebody golfing, and they're both by somebody named N.A. Eastman. And this particular one is signed 1981. The other one, the golfing one, I believe is 1984. But this particular person, I've come across their stuff before and it always sells pretty well. So these are oversized mugs. So unfortunately, I couldn't fit, usually with my mugs, I fit it into a 6x4x4 box, and that fits really easily inside of a, like nice and snugly inside of a padded flat rate envelope, which this sold through Etsy, so that's about $8.75 for shipping. But because it was too big to fit into one of those, the shipping was higher. So the shipping and fees ended up being around $12. And then I bought it for $3 originally. This sold for $24. So I ended up with $9 profit, which isn't too bad anyway on a little mug. So this item is actually a paper ribbon, and it shows people on like a horse-drawn sleigh going through the snow, so it's Christmas themed. And apparently paper ribbons were more, it's a vintage item, so it was something that used to be more popular. I've never actually seen paper ribbons, and I'm not sure what you do with them, but I have seen a lot of older paper ribbons, and they take a while to sell, but they do always sell for me. Um, this actually I didn't pay for. It was given to me by somebody cleaning out their house with a bunch of other items. And so I paid 0. The shipping and fees were $4. It sold for $12.50, so I made $8.50 profit on it. So this I found a while ago. It's been up for quite a while, and I thought it was really odd. I always buy weird things when I find them, especially when they're cheap. This was only $1, and it had a signature on the bottom, but it was in another language, and I couldn't figure out what it meant. I couldn't find anything like it, but at the same time, it didn't appear to be, it was just made out of resin. It didn't appear to be like hand carved or anything like that. It's probably something that was poured into a mold. So I'm guessing it is some kind of tourist piece or something like that. But I paid $1 for this little horse-headed statue guy. The shipping and fees on it were $4. It sold for $10, so I made a profit of $5. So unlike most of my jewelry, I actually paid for this pendant separately because it was mixed metal and it was a star with moons on it. I find things with like stars and moons and do really well, and so do mixed metals. When I found it, it was just the pendant, but I have lots of chains from my various jewelry jars that I just pull out and hold off to the side. So if I have something like this pendant that I get in a jewelry jar or I find out in the wild that need a chain, I can just slap one on there really quick that matches. So I paid $1 for this, which is really the most I'll pay for a singular jewelry item. And that's just because I get so much in the jewelry jars, unless I happen to know I can make a lot on it. For example, one time I paid about $10 for an item and I sold it for 55. So I knew that that item was going to more than double my money, and that's why I paid that much for it. So this one, I spent $1 on it. The shipping and fees were about $4. I don't count the chain at all because I don't count the chains when I get my jewelry jars. I just throw them to the side. They're not part of my averaging out of items. And then they paid $10, so I made a profit of 5 on this one. And then this one also I had shown in a previous haul video. And so yeah, it sold. And I couldn't remember what the JJ stood for at the time, but I looked it up and it is Jonette Jewelry. You will run across this mark from time to time. It is a vintage costume jewelry brand. This book I sold for a lot less than I was hoping to sell it for, but it was mostly just because I didn't really want it kicking around anymore. This was in a haul video. In December, I wanted to kind of go through my stock and get out as much as possible for the new year. And then also my husband was hurt, so he couldn't work. And so I had to take a lot of offers on things that I wouldn't normally take. So this little Pioneer book I paid $3 for. I showed it in a previous haul. The shipping and fees were $4. It sold for $13, so the profit was $5. And this isn't everything that I sold this month. These are just things I picked out to kind of showcase some of the more interesting things or things that were in hauls.